Good day, Sail Wars fans. I'm Sandy Pondwater, bringing you US 1 meter racing from Melbourne, Florida. And today's racing is sponsored by the Space Coast Model Sailing Club. Here we have race 2, and the entries are number 777 Bart, number 74 John, number 8 Richard, and number 11 Andy. Let's listen to the start of this race.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And coming to the line, it looks pretty close for the front three. As we see in the back, we see Bart is trailing behind. And Richard, number 8, gets off to a really good lead. He's got about 4 or 5 boat length lead over second place John. It's hard to tell who's in second. John and Andy are pretty close. Now in this race, they're racing a figure 8, and the first mark is kind of on our side of the lake, upwind. They will go around 2 marks up at that end and then head downwind. As we see, John and Andy almost collide right there. John is going to go ahead and tack back to the side where that first mark is. Now we can see the blue mark. That's actually the second mark they will be going around. And that light blue boat of Richard, number 8, he's actually heading to the first mark. We see Bart bringing up their rear right there in his experimental boat, Mahi X. He's still trying to work the kinks out. This is the first time he's raced it, and anybody who's designed a boat knows that there is plenty of work that goes into adjusting to get them going right. As we see number 74 John, he's attempting to go around that first mark in second place. And Andy comes up, and Andy also is going to go around that first mark. And way up front we see number 08 Richard comes around the second mark. Now he's going to head downwind where there's 2 marks down there. They will go around before heading back towards the finish line. Richard still has a good lead on him. Looks like he's got about 6, maybe 5 boat length lead. And there's our second place boat, Dragonstein. That's the boat of John. As we see, he's trying to track down Richard as Richard heads to that first mark, which is the red buoy that's off the screen right now, but it's off the right hand side of the screen. He'll go around that, then head up to the other red mark, and then back towards the finish line. You can see they're both wing on wing right now, headed down. And there's Andy coming onto the screen in third place. They're spread out a little bit. If John and Andy have any chance of pulling this win off, they're gonna have to pick up some ground as they go around those marks. And we see Richard going around that first mark. The wind has died down here. The boats are still moving quite well. As we see John make his way around that third mark. Now they're going to head up towards the other mark, which is red. And they're all still spread out pretty good. It's going to take a lot for John to catch up and pass Richard, but we've seen it happen before. We've seen boats lose huge leads. And we see Richard goes around that last mark, and he's tacked all the way across the pond because the wind is not being kind going towards the finish line. So the boats, they tack across the pond, and then they're going to catch that wind and head right up to the finish line. As we see Andy comes around that last mark. Andy's taking a different line. He tried to go all the way up the coastline up there, but it does get shallow over there, so they wisely tack back. And And there we see Richard goes on to a port tack as he's headed towards that finish line. It's a beautiful shot of his boat. We can see John is trying to catch up. Richard just has feet to go to the finish line. John is still behind. Can John catch up? He's way behind now. I think he lost some ground there. He's probably about 7 or 8. And there we have a winner. Number 8, Richard, wins race number 2. Congratulations, Richard, as we see John could not reel him in. And is Andy going to reel John in? No, it looks like John's going to make it to the finish line as number 74. John takes second place, and Andy, number 11, I'm not doing a turn. Andy takes third place. And our top 3 in this race is number 1 is Richard, number 2, John, and in third place, Andy. If you could please do us a favor and like and subscribe if you like what Sail Wars is doing. And if you're a webmaster from one of the many great clubs, please put a link to our Sail Wars YouTube homepage on your club's website. We've found that many members just don't know how to get to YouTube and view these videos. We now have 221 different videos which you can view by looking at playlists. You can look at all the videos. You can subscribe at our site. And of course, my favorite, check out the Best of Sail Wars. Only the best videos are put there as voted on by our editors. We do thank you very much for supporting Sail Wars. We're all made up of volunteers, and we really appreciate when you guys comment and talk with us. And don't forget to join a great club near you, like the Northern Maryland Model Yacht Club. You can look up a local club near you on the AMYA website. Well, I'll see you at the next race.